This is like faith, the evidence of a thing you should look forward to. So, guys, if you're interested in seeing what this is, how we started, and the end result, you want to watch this video to the very end. Trust me, I got you. Hey, lovelies, and welcome back. So, this video is for the people who have been struggling with understanding my diagonal method of airline ventilation. A lot of persons don't get to understand it. So here is another juice for you, something you can relate with. So if you're in that group, you're welcome. Okay, now somebody will see what's happening here. Of course, if you've been following me for a while, you know that we're very intentional about how we do our ventilation, whether for braids, oh sorry about that, whether for braids or for hair wig. You can see what the pattern looks like. So we usually create up to 10 line spacing where you have 5 lines on one side and 5 lines on the other side, and then we ventilate it without spacing. Can someone see that? Without spacing any lines, right? And we usually start the first one with a single strand, if you can see, and then we just close it up. So by the time I'm ventilating the padding space of this particular full lace, I'm going to be doing a video of it too. Okay, so now this is what our ventilation looks like, which is better of a lot of full lace you get to see for braids. Yes, but then we can't leave it like this. We usually switch things up. You can see that it has one hairline which is where I stopped, and then it has another hairline where you're going to intentionally create the your airline, right? And mm, this is what it looks like. It gives you volume in front and just makes your braid very unique, right? You can also see before the airline there's a little space left. This is for my human hair, baby hairs. No matter what you're doing from us, if it's going to have a baby hair, it's not going to be synthetic, it's not going to be a hair blend, it's going to be a pure human hair for easy styling. Okay, so without talking too much, let's jump into how I achieve this. A very easy way to create your hairline, to create volume and naturalness. Okay, let's go. So when we're creating our airline, we usually start from the middle space. So I'm going to repin this to have a flat section in this part, and we just keep adjusting as we go. I'll pull to the side that I'd already completed, and it's already kind of smooth. Just do a little more. So yeah, we're all set. I'm going to be zooming in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so hope you can see. Okay, so trying to keep it in a perfect position. Do I still zoom in a little more? Okay, I hope you can see. Okay, all right. So if you've been following me, if you've been watching my videos, you know what I mean by a proper V and the V down. And for my full lace closures, I use V down. I don't mix up the pattern. So if it's a V down, it means your V is like a proper V rather. It goes this way and this way. You can already see the airlines, the tails from like this, right? So I'm just gonna start from here. So I'm going to take this line to the end. Mm, my positioning is a little stressful. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So if this wasn't for braids, I'll be using single strands. Of course, the back, this body will be dense than this. So I'll be using single strands in front, but this is for braids. So I'll just use 2 strands until I get right on the hairline. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So this is what you're doing. You're just doing normal ventilation, but across the diagonal line, and the diagonal line is the one that gives you a proper V, right? If you don't know what I mean by proper V, go to my channel and see my videos from last 2 months, from last maybe last 3 months, last 2 months, last month. I've been a little spaced though, but just go see the last maybe last 10 videos. You should run into the explanation for the proper V and the V down. So this is like a reverse V, like this, like a reverse V. That's what I meant by the V down. I'm taking my time to do this. You hope you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to waste my energy. Make sure what you're taking is 2 strands. Right, so notice something. I'm very close to the hairline now, and you can see here I also have space. So at this point, if I continue, I'll be on the hairline already. So what do? I can choose to start 1, 2, 3 lines from here, but I'm going to be explaining to you in details why I do what I do and how I get to achieve it seamlessly. So now this is your guide, right? And this is the space you're keeping. So you want to make sure at any point you're starting, you have a space just like this left, right? So let's say I want to start on the second one. It's too close, so I'm going to start on the third one. Does someone understand what I'm explaining? So it doesn't actually matter where you start. You can start on the third, you can start on the fourth, you can start on the fifth, you can start on the second. You just want to make sure that your spacing, like where you're leaving, the little space you're leaving before the hairline is very consistent. Not do you understand? You don't have highs and lows. I don't know how I explain this, but I hope you're following, because I'm actually taking my time, just so that you don't miss any step. I hope you. Ouch. Okay, sorry. Good. Okay, I think this is clear enough. Is it? So just trying to be sure you can see what I'm doing. Across diagonal lines, This is seamless if you don't create your own vertical line, please. Like I said, and I will always say, there are no vertical lines. Rather, there are no direct horizontal lines on this net. So identify your diagonal lines and always work with it. Okay, so I'm starting the next one. Where do I start? If I start here, it's too close, right? It's closer than the spaces we'll have here. So I'm going to start on the next one. Always making sure you're starting on the line on the lines you've created. Don't start in the middle. That is because this is for braids. If it were for a hair wig, you don't want to start on the lines. You just don't want the lines to be showing. But right now we're working on this, so we're just going to be talking about this. Let me not confuse you. So basically, this is what you want to keep doing. I think the video is already becoming too long. So basically, this is just what you want to keep doing. So now, if I start here, it's too low. I start from the next one. It's too low. I want to start from the third one. Does someone understand what I'm saying? If I start from here, it's too low. If I start from here, it's still too low. What do I do? I'll start from the next one. Now, if I start here, it's too low. I'll start from the next one. It's too low. I want to start from the third one. So after now, we're just going to go offline and go a little further before I get back. And then one secret. Jesus, I hope I'm not working in vain. I hope you guys saw what I was doing. Okay, one little secret of mine. You see that diagonal method you're running from? I just come anywhere I see like a space, and I'm just gonna throw one in, just one with one strand. This is just going to give me like a fine finish. This is going to confuse your enemy. Like, they don't know if you did a diagonal method or a straight. You only do it on the places you have, right? With single strand, don't forget. You see now? Here is looking deep, so I'm gonna go in between there and just have one. I hope I'm not off the camera. So I just go to anywhere that looks like it has space, and I just go in. I think that's pretty to photo. Now, this is not a must. This is just my own way of giving it a fine finish. This is for braids after all. It's just that I like drama too much. Hmm? My sister would say I like stressing myself. What's why am I doing this celebrated doing for God's sake? So can you see? It's not going to give it. It's just going to give it a more realistic look. I don't know. I'm going to the next one, and I'm starting on the very next one. You see, the air on the airline here tilted outwards. Okay, I think the very next one is too close, so let's just start with the second one. You want to take it, always take it all the way to where you have the ones on the first airline. Did I mention I usually have two airlines? So after the airline that comes with the net, I'm going to go in with a brown eye pencil, sharpen it very well, and just give it um, a very light shading to make sure the guide stays longer until I'm done ventilating. And then I'm going to go behind it and trace another pattern following the pattern of the airline guide. This helps me to know where to stop my normal ventilating and where to create an illusion in front of my Foolies. I think I started this line too fast, so I have to come back and add one to it. And I'm starting the next one. I can't start from here, it's too close. Can I start from here? I think it's also too close, so I'll start from here. If this were to be attachment, make sure your first and second is done with a single strand. That's this first and second, or even 1, 2, 3, dependent on your preference, but make sure you don't start the very first one with 2 strands because the strand of braiding hair extension is bolder compared to this blend I'm using. Or even at that, pardon my voice, it's not morning yet. So you can see that I'm starting on the third one right now, whereas the one I did previously I started on the second one. This is to tell you that there is no hard and fast rule to this thing. I have the distance I want to have from the airline guide, and that's what I'm keeping to. So if I'm starting on the second one and it's corresponding with the my preferred distance, that's okay by me. If I'm starting on the fifth one and it's giving me the result, that's okay by me. Okay, so you just want to make sure your guide is not cleaned off. You have an airline guide, and then you if you want to be touching the airline guide, maybe assuming you're using human hair and you don't need to keep space for baby hairs, then you want to ventilate all the way to the airline guide, especially if this net is your head size, if the net you're working with is your head size. So what you want to do is to start on the one that is on the airline guide. Am I explaining something? Okay, so just enjoy yourself. I don't know how I actually explain it. I hope this is very detailed. This one now is more than two strands. So usually if it is more than two, I'm just going to hold on and drag out. Nice, cool. So this is it. Okay, this side is closer, so you want to go in and do one last line. Right? So you want to intentionally, you see these things, sharp lines. That's what's the few you throw in with a diagonal method will help you to address. So I have one deep part here. I'm just gonna go in and do just one with a single strand. Don't forget. So any sharp bend I see, I'll just go in and do right to close it up. This one is quite obvious. Right? This is optional again. This is for a braided wig. It's just a dramatic being like me that would want to do all of this. Usually, what you have as market standard, they just go in and do 2 lines to two lines to 2 holes, some 3 lines to 3, and that's it. Down to the hairline, and then just the time I spend in making one full is someone that does the regular market standard would have done 2 or even 3, because there's nothing like hairline. There's nothing like considering density, consign them. Just do make braided wig and sell. These sharp lines are no longer there, so let's zoom out. Can you imagine how intentional the hairline looks? Right? Maybe we should just quickly touch the padding space so that we don't have to come back to this video again. Let's get this over and done with. Okay. Over and again, I've taught you guys how I create my padding, my middle part, intentionally to give me a certain kind of illusion. So I had already started. I'm just gonna go in for the first one 1 line spacing, 1 strand. Remember, there's just a single line in between, but because I use a single strand on the first line here and the first line here, it makes the pattern become wider. When you see it, you don't know it. So without any spacing, I'm going to go in with the next one. Without any spacing, I'm going to go in with the next one, and without any spacing, I'm going to go in with the last one. We're doing 4 together on 4 lines instead of 2 on 4 lines. Do you get the gist? Let's just go again, and that will be it. 1 single strand without any form of spacing. You just go in with another 3, and only the first one that is single strand, don't forget. So basically, who do you think would do this for a braided unit? I don't know of anybody. I think I'm too dramatic. I am the definition of being meticulous. I don't want, if I have to do something, it has to stand out, right? I don't ignore mistakes. I don't ignore errors. So long as I get to see it, I'm gonna correct it, even if it's gonna take me 6 months. I don't mind, right? So this is what I do. I'm just gonna take this to the end, take that to the end, and this full list is ready. And you can imagine people use attachments for styling after ventilating, like ventilating with attachment. But even this is a blend. We still go ahead and ventilate few human hair for easy styling. So guys, I'll come back with the finished look.